Hey guys, it's Mike with another King Arthur Legends Rise video. Today we're going to speculate on what's coming to the game. So I want to take a peek at things that are already in game that might lead us to believe that they might be coming to a summoning pool near you. So if we jump over to story mode, as we go through some of these levels, you'll see characters that are clearly in the game, like this warlock lady. I wouldn't bring her in the game as a legendary character, but I think it would definitely make sense to bring her in as a rare character, and then her minions could be uncommon or common characters. I think the opportunity here is these characters are already in the game. They already have their kits put together, they have different relic options available already, so I think it'd be minimal work to move this character from being an enemy only into the summoning pool. And like I said, I think she would be a great rare. I wouldn't make her a legendary. But these guys here would be great for being uncommon or commons, and you'd all of a sudden start fleshing out some of these options with assets you already have in the game. Moving on to chapter 3, you've got a couple interesting characters here with Wild Hog. You've got the spreader guy here, as well as Glutton, and all three of these guys I think could make perfect sense as bringing them in as rare characters that just flesh out factions, that give you some interesting kit dynamics. And I'm not sure if their entire kit is built for being an enemy on these screens, but I'd say part of it is, and maybe you look to add a little something, a defense down or a poison or something that makes their kit a little more usable for a player. But at the end of the day, I mean, the artwork's here, the relics are here. You got at least the Storm and the Flame Relic are here. You've got these things in the game already. You might as well add them to our summoning pool so that we can get them on our account and work on them and just give us stuff to do. Everybody's complaining there's not enough champions in the game, and here we are sitting on these guys and not doing anything with them. I feel like it's a big miss. If we take a look at chapter 5, we've got Undead Ralph, which kind of opens up an entire new category of undead. That would be a great new faction maybe, where you have undead everybody. You could have an undead Merlin, you could have undead anybody, which is kind of cool. But you also have this guy here, Fallen Tyrant Vanders. Could be a cool, could be a rare, could be a legendary. He seems like he could be cool enough to be a legendary. This guy here, we got Undead Uther. We don't even have Uther in the game, let alone Undead Uther. So I feel like that would be a big win too. If you go through these levels, there's a lot of minions that are just like, hey, like these are added characters that obviously have things going on that just aren't in game for us to pull. But as we move to chapter 6, I think there's something that is genuinely exciting, and it's this gentleman right here, Rience, that I think is going to be one of the next legendaries coming to the game, because he's already in the game. He's a boss fight on chapter 6. He comes back in chapter 10 on 10-4 to show another appearance there. I'm assuming his kit is all fleshed out, ready to go. So he's got a dramatic intro scene. They could cut and paste this right into a legendary pull. He could be a great champion to go alongside Iwrit, maybe even have some chemistry. Or, I mean, maybe he's a foe of hers and they fight each other and somehow they work against each other, counteract each other somehow. If you come in here, you can actually go up to skill info. You can see his entire kit is already built out. He's got his 3 passives. He's got all of his active skills. The only thing he may not have would be other relics, depending on if he's used anywhere else in the game. So that might be a minor amount of work to do. This guy here would be another one that'd be a great uncommon character, or maybe a rare, because I think we have this guy as uncommon, so maybe make this guy a rare. But when you come in here and look at all the work that's been done to get these guys in the game, it just feels like a miss when everybody's complaining about not having enough champions, and there's a lot of champions sitting in here that could turn out to be, summonable. But this passive skill here, Do You Have Faith, seems pretty cool. When he kills somebody, he gets this Cursed Prayer, and it charges his attack gauge by 100%, so he gets to go immediately again to attacking all enemies and doing additional damage for abnormal status. But I mean, all that work is already done, and he looks like a fantastic champion that should be in the game already. And we've kind of moved into this every 2 weeks. We're going through an update, but every other update includes a new legendary champion. What if the ones that don't include a new legendary came in with a new uncommon and a new rare? Of these characters that are already in the game, and you just splash them into the update, so now they're summonable. As you kind of move through here, you got this guy here, Blackhand Dragner. He could be a great rare version of Baborn. This guy, the Hammerhead, Blackhand Tigran. These guys aren't in the game. I mean, here you got another one. Like, so as you come in here and you see, like, there's quite a few characters that are in here. Here's your Baborn. They're calling him Blackhand Hunter. But I mean, you have these different versions of these characters that could translate into summonable characters and really flesh out a lot of what's going on in the game. I think it would be a big win. I think at the end of the day, the work is really already done. There's not a lot that they really would have to do to introduce these guys, and they just need to change where they go. And all of a sudden they're there, and you can start, you know, increasing their stats and all the things. But we just rolled through there and saw probably at least 10. I didn't go through every single one, but there's probably at least 10 characters we could be adding to this common, uncommon, and rare category. And then in the legendary, I think there was 2 or 3 that kind of made sense. So one thing to keep in mind is a couple of the characters that have come into the game were in the game prior, like Brennan and Caliburn Arthur. They were kind of splashed in places. I think he's the boss in one of the fights. So this is not unprecedented for this to happen. Obviously, Hild, Nika, Vivian, some of those characters came out of nowhere. I don't think they were anywhere else in the game other than maybe in adventure mode, potentially. I'm trying to remember. But I do think those ones came in fresh without any background necessarily in the game. But I do feel like it is a big opportunity for them to bring new champions in without a bunch of work that would keep the player base fairly happy, start to flesh out some of these other rarity levels, and I think it would just be all around a good thing. But I was poking around in there, farming some stuff to try to bring my Tristan up so I could get a little bit further. I'm sitting here on the Hall of Conquerors on level 49. I really like to push this on to 50. I've gotten to 48, but every other time I'm like right around 44 to 46, depending on the RNG. Tough thing is once Syrian like kills somebody, he charges his attack gauge quite a bit, and if you don't get your heals in time, he just starts murking everybody. And I think he gains buffs the more people he kills, so it becomes pretty tough. But if I get my Tristan, he seems to be the one that goes down first. If I make him a little more tanky, I think I could get all the way through and at least get to 50 hearts. I am in a good spot to get the Storm Relic, so that's pretty good, but the 50 hearts, you get an extra 3 of those Rudiment Fragment chests to pull fragments of champions, so kind of like to get it, seeing how I'm that close, but that's alright. But as I was poking around there, I saw those characters, I'm just thinking, man, I wish these were in the game, so I figured I'd make a video, talk about it, and just see what you guys were thinking about it, because I think if they added more characters in the other rarities and kind of flesh out the game a little more, I think over time you'll get more unique interactions with players where you start to find chemistries that work together. You start finding, oh, well, this character can bring defense down, this character can bring attack speed down, this character can bring attack power down, whatever it is, and then you can kind of build the team around. Like if I had a character that could come in and drop attack on Syrian because he just hits so hard, that might make sense for me to try that and build that character up and see if that actually does enough work for me. Or maybe I don't need 2 damage dealers with Bedivere and Tristan. Maybe I pull Tristan out and just let Bedivere do his work. You know, or vice versa. I think Bedivere does hit harder than Tristan, at least mine, and the way I have him geared. But in that space, it's like those kind of things are kind of fun. Like I really enjoy when we jump into Hall of Conquerors, when you look at some of the teams that are leading the board. You got Baborn in here. Like, why are we using Baborn? But there's that unique mechanic in his kit that makes him effective in this space. I think some of the folks, was it Rolos or one of the the uncommon champions that was being used for Forbidden Dungeon to clear it in like 2 or 3 turns or something. But there was something about his kit that was super effective in there. So it's kind of fun to see champions, even Gawain. Like you don't really see Gawain used a lot. He's a pretty good champion, as far as I can tell. I haven't really built mine, but it's fun to get in here and start seeing, like, Gilroy has found a home. I've seen him in quite a few teams, and prior to that, his claim to fame was sitting in Loki Magic's vault. So, you know, like to see him break out of the vault and do a thing is like, hey, that's awesome. So I do think that this is really good content because it forces you to kind of push into areas, and it also has mechanics that kind of speak to some pretty, I say uncommon, but literally uncommon characters. which is kind of fun because you're starting to see them get built up more and more. But I think that's about what I got for you today. I was just poking in there and saw that and was like, man, I really hope some of these characters come to the game. Figured I'd talk to you guys about it, see what you think. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me all the way to the end. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. It means the world to me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.